This is a hammer-on. And this is a pull-off. And we can put them together like this. This is called legato playing, and these two techniques are super important for expressive playing on the instrument. On a basic level, a hammer-on can mean the difference between a line sounding like this and this. They basically allow you to play more fluidly. But hammer-ons and pull-offs are also a great way to develop the fretting hand strength, dexterity, and stamina in general. This is because you have to rely solely on the strength of the left hand and forearm to create a note. So today I've got a simple, short riff for you that should help in developing your hammer-on and pull-off technique while developing your left hand in ways that you might never have known possible if you've never played pull-offs before. So with the backing track, the riff sounds like this. So, as you can hear, I've added a little dirt to the tone there with the dark glass Alpha Omega pedal. That's just to make it sound a little more metal and turn it into a riff rather than a dull exercise. The backing track is there over at the Talking Bass website along with the tab and sheet music, so just check out the link in the description below if you want to play along. Also, before we get into the notes, it's worth quickly mentioning that there are many more lines and riffs like this one present in the Technique Builder course over at the Talking Bass website. There are 72 videos in the course covering 60 short etudes, each one focusing on different areas of technique. There are also 12 primer lessons devoted to general technique. We're having a Black Friday sale this week, so click the link in the info below and get a 30% discount on Technique Builder and every other course in the store. Okay, let's work through these notes. So, to begin with, you want to place that first finger, the index finger, at the 5th fret of the A string. So this is going to be the D there. So we don't begin with that, but we're going to have that anchored there. So then we're going to pick the first note. So we're only picking that first note, and it's going to be the E 7th fret. So, and then we pull off down to the D. So we keep that finger held there, the first finger at the 5th fret, play the 7th fret, and then just pop that third finger off the string into the fretboard to get that D, and you want both of those notes to be pretty much the same volume. Okay, so that's the pull off there. And then we won't be picking any more for the remainder of this first line. So we pull off and then we hammer on back to that E. Then do exactly the same thing with the F there at the 8th fret, back to that D. So we've got this hammer on and pull off with the 3rd finger to the 1st finger and then with the 4th finger to the 1st finger, but we don't do any more picking. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit tougher with that 4th finger there. I'm going to get used to that move there. And then just go between them. And then you just play through the rest of that first line as you see there in the tab. So we have twice, 3 times, 4th time. After the first of those pinkies, we land on the E 7th fret of the A string and we pick that note. So. And then we have the next line that sounds like this. So here we're taking that first finger and anchoring it at the C sharp 4th fret of the A string, and we're going to be using the 2nd finger and the 4th finger for the pull-offs. So you start on the D, again picking it, so this is the 5th fret, pick, and then pull off down to the C sharp, and then the E at the 7th fret, again hammer on and pull off. And on the final time, after the pinky, we repeat that C sharp. So we pull off to the C sharp and then pick it so we get a double note. So. And that's the whole line. So if we put all of that together, we have back. So when you get to the final, to that E there, and we pick that E, we're then going to be picking again to start the next part of the line. So we're actually picking twice at that point. So when we land on that E, we then pick again. Okay, so you can pick with either finger, so you could pick with the first finger and then the second finger, or vice versa. So. There's the 2 picks. Now, as a technical tip, pay special attention to your fretting hand position. You want those fingers parallel to the frets, okay? And you want to curl the fingers over. That's going to give you the best angle of attack and the most leverage in creating the pull-off. So you don't want to be coming in at this angle or even this angle. It's going to be fairly parallel to those frets. Hammer-ons are easy, but pull-offs can be tough on the hand, so you really want to get that right. So when you're playing there, practicing that pull-off, maybe try it just on its own, that E to D, and look at where the fingers are, okay? I'm not here like this, I'm not here like this. Those fingers are parallel to the frets. So I would recommend playing through this line as slowly as possible. Don't rush it. Play it slowly and be sure to aim for clear, strong notes at every step. Aim for consistency of volume. Each one wants to be the same volume. You don't want a loud hammer on and then a soft pull off or vice versa. You really need to commit to that pull off. Holding down that lower note, holding it in place with the first finger and popping the pull off the string into the fretboard, but you don't want it to be bashing into the D string and making a load of noise. You're still going to be quite controlled. Okay? Now, you might cramp up very early in playing this. You might not even last out 2 bars. You're likely to start feeling a pull in the left forearm and it'll start to weaken and cramp up pretty quick. If you start feeling that tightness and cramping, stop and take a break for a few minutes and then try again. You'll find that by working on it for maybe even 10 seconds or so, and then taking a break, your stamina is going to increase each time and the arm's going to feel much looser. This is the nature of warming up. I can't think of any technique that demonstrates the usefulness of warm-ups more than pull-offs. That's why this is also a good warm-up for the left hand at the start of practice. I'd also advise you to actually be physically warm when you try playing something like this. Today, it's actually been snowing outside. It's very cold. I'm actually having a little bit of a problem keeping up the stamina because my hands are so cold. So maybe go to a sink, run some warm water, just soak the hands in there, just try and get them warm before trying it. You don't really want to go into this totally cold, from a physical standpoint. But never work through the pain. Always stop before you feel that cramping and weakness. You'll very quickly realize the threshold and know to stop just before that point. Then, when you feel a little more confident, have a try with the track. Okay, so remember, we're having a Black Friday sale this week over at the website. 30% discount on all courses, so check out the link in the description, then check out this video where you'll learn how to develop your bass playing with some fantastic arpeggio exercises. Before you know it, you'll be flying around all over the fretboard with total freedom. So check it out, and I'll see you next week.